He
like,
says,
oh yeah, Display 2. That's Fallout.
display as well.
How about now?
This,
I'm guessing black screen.
yeah, I'll watch it on Twitch. We didn't fix it.
Yeah, that's the assumption that I was operating on. Anyway,
That's fine.
we're still alive.
Yeah, we're alive.
Welcome back to Troubleshooting New Vegas.
Welcome back. Even 10 plus years after the game comes out, it's still fraught with difficulties of a technical variety.
To be fair, it's not even the game's fault this time.
I refuse to be fair. I refuse. Is that pizza on the ground? Oh no, those are party hats.
Those are party hats. I wish they were pizza. Has there ever been pizza in a Fallout game? No.
I wonder if anybody has ever like made an iguana pizza or something in the game that you can get as an item. But I don't believe there's ever been brightly colored triangle slices of pizza on the ground. I think I'm just having an episode.
I'm losing karma for stealing from dead people. Which I guess is grave robbing in a way.
I could tell you all about Shinto, but I'm not going to tell you about Shinto right now.
That's fair.
Oh, hey, check this out.
What's up?
I got something new to show the stream.
Yeah?
What if I were to tell you that we do not have a soundboard, as you know.
Yes.
But what if I were to tell you that we have, excuse me, the next best thing? I just need to grab this here. This button. Yeah. Yeah. We got one of these though.
Fucking A.
This is what I've been doing with my mornings for the past couple of weeks, which is just... That's it. That's all. Oh, but as you can probably tell, it's an electric, which means it has a bunch of options for distortion. I do not have any pedals yet. I will get effect pedals at some point, but instead of like a we've got a...
Thank you for those guitar noises, and also those guitar noises.
Right. Alright, I'm gonna put it away. It might come in handy later. I don't know.
You're gonna put it away, but bear in mind that this is only the beginning.
Bear in mind that we're playing Fallout New Vegas, which is big on the guitar twang sounds of Western. Right?
Yeah, but that's not really the same thing.
I mean, I do also have several steel strings in my home. So, at some point, if we run into a nemesis type character who happens to kill us multiple times, every time they show back up on screen, you'll just get a
Wonderful.
Although, man, I wonder. The steel strings that I have are probably so old that if I tried to tune them, they might just snap.
Hey, that would be cool too.
That would be cool. I thought it was cool when I was a kid. That's why I broke a whole lot of guitar strings. Turns out I was just stupid.
Does that
Not
mean
much
I'm
has
stupid
changed.
Now?
No, it just means that nothing has changed.
It don't matter. None of this matters.
See, it doesn't make you stupid, because you're not the one who had to pay for new strings and restring a guitar.
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a pain. I am just
a bit of a pain.
Pouring over this place that I have already looted multiple times. Let's leave. And maybe
Let's leave.
Maybe get into a fight on the way out. That could be cool.
Yeah, that could be great. That could be pretty cool. Remind me, what did we do last time?
We blew up a bunch of ghouls. It was cool.
Did we... I remember the RepCon Center. Was that the last thing that we did?
Yeah. We launched the rocket and then we stopped playing.
Okay.
But now we're back with a vengeance. As you know.
Brand new invention. That's right. Oh, learn how to play Ice Ice Baby on the electric guitar.
Yeah, that's what I want to do with my time.
Hey everybody, get ready for a stream activity. We're gonna learn Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby on the electric guitar with full distortion by ear. I'm not gonna do that.
Man, I already sat through your French lessons. Haven't I had enough?
No.
No?
None. No, no, no.
Oh.
Don't worry, I'm gonna keep coming up with new and exciting ways to anger you.
Oh, good. I'm glad that that's what I'm here for.
Oh, you know what though? We did have a we had a conversation topic that we didn't get a chance to get to last week.
Oh, yeah?
So you have probably heard it from elsewhere in the time that I brought it up to you. But did you see Mario 35?
I heard about it. We did talk about this last time, didn't we?
Not on stream.
We didn't talk about it during Deadly Premonition?
Oh, you know what? We did, but we didn't talk about the second part, which is the part that I actually wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, there's more? This is a two-parter.
So, this is Mario's 35th anniversary coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what next year is?
Luigi's 35th anniversary?
No, but it is green.
Yoshi?
No! It's Zelda.
Oh. Zelda's not green, you ass.
Zelda's totally green.
Green with envy, since she never got another game that she got to play in that wasn't fucking Wand of Gamelon. And what was the other one?
There was Wand of Gamelon and Faces of Evil.
Wait, no, wasn't that Link? Link, the Faces of Evil. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
And then what was the other one? Dude, I thought that sound was a fucking ghoul coming to get me. No
I thought
joke.
you were gonna say you thought it was a bong. It's neither of those things. That was a
No.
cup of coffee.
As a result of certain people that I hang out with, I know what a bong sounds like, and it doesn't sound like that, okay?
Okay. So guess what?
What?
The games in the CDI series are Link, the Faces of Evil, Wand of Gamelon, and Zelda's Adventure.
That's the one. No wonder I couldn't remember. It was so fucking generic.
I know. It was like, wait, is this just the regular title? No, it's not. I should play this.
No, you shouldn't.
I should play this.
Expressly not play it.
Receptions for the game was poor, and whereas some critics have given a more nuanced reviews of the first two games, modern criticism for Zelda's Adventure is unanimously negative. Which
comes from
hyperlinks...
the first era of video games where nobody gave a fuck. Right now we're in the second one.
Which hyperlinks to list of video games notable for negative reception. Also, Zelda's Adventure was 1994. So, like, they did not have an excuse. There were good games that came out in 94.
True.
Oh, God. Yep. I'm looking at the... So, the funny thing about this list on Wikipedia is that it breaks it down into 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. You know what the best thing about this list is?
The fact that 2010s and like 1980s are almost the same and then everything else in between is a lot smaller.
No, not even. The fact that 1980s is the smallest by far, then 1990s, then 2000s, and then 2010, they get substantially bigger each time.
That is also funny.
It's really funny to me. Umbrella Corps is on here, and I keep forgetting that Umbrella Corps even exists.
Is 6 on there? I want to know.
No.
That's surprising. People hated that game.
I hated that game. I continue to hate that game.
I'll
play it.
I don't know if you know.
I'll play it. I just need to make a note to myself that A, it's gonna be okay. B, it's gonna be okay. And C, fix the fucking FOV.
Hope it suits you.
Oh, hey, guess what?
Come back soon now.
What's up?
Remember when I said last time that if you don't get the hotel room key before you kill Jeannie Mae, then you can't get it?
Mm-hmm.
I was fucking wrong. I'm an idiot. And to any of you who were watching last time who were like, hey, you're wrong, you're an idiot. You're right. I was wrong. I am stupid. But it's okay because we have this room full of stuff. Food for the road.
You know, it's okay because I'm constantly wrong. Like, even looking at evidence in front of me, I'm still wrong.
Say the wrong thing.
I do. But that's okay. I thought that I was in... so I'm reading through this list, and for a moment, I thought that I was in the current year because it said EA was named as the worst company in America, and then I didn't realize until I read the following sentence that this is 2013.
Yeah. What the hell?
Not much has changed.
That's a very loud door.
Well, you're slamming it for effect.
I am slamming it for effect. So
and if anybody could do it loudly, yeah.
This is a good spot. This is very in character, I feel.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is basically what your apartment would look like, even if you weren't playing Fallout, but were still Clancy.
It's true. Clancy adjusts the world to suit his whims, and this apartment is no exception. Such that it was before we even got here, and so shall it be, evermore.
Amen. Amen. Yo, this has nothing to do with that. I really want to play that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 re-release that just came out.
Yeah, people seem to care a lot about that.
It's super good. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. Like, exactly what I wanted it to be.
I didn't expect a Tony Hawk game to be able to get this much groundswell in the year 2020.
I expected exactly this as long as they did it right, and they did it wrong like 3 times in a row, and then they finally did it right. And it was like, oh, hey, guess what? Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, still incredible games. Literally all you needed to do was update the visuals a little bit, modernize some of the control from the more from the later games, and boom, you got a great game. I spent this morning digging up my Xbox 360, my N64.
What are you doing here?
Hmm?
What is he doing here?
Oh, hey, Chris. Oh, hey, Triss. I thought those were just really big carrots.
I thought so. Hold on. What the hell are you doing here?
Leave me
alone. Oh, no.
Later.
What? Oh, yeah. They left him behind, didn't they? I remember now. Later, nerd.
I like walking up to an NPC and talking to them, and the only thing they have to say is, leave me alone.
And you just, like, time for me to go.
There is a fantastic moment in Pokemon Sun and Moon where you go to a motel, not unlike this one, and...
Dinosaur included?
There are dinosaurs later, of a sort.
I'll allow
I'm gonna say yes. And you come
Yeah,
across
I
your
love those
rival's
rules.
room,
I'm
and
counting.
you find out that he's just been living out of a motel room for like a month. And you walk
Really?
in, and you talk to
Unbelievable,
him,
man.
and he
I
just
knew
says
that wasn't
leave.
gonna be easy,
Nice.
but I had a good feeling about you. You look like you've been through a lot.
He's the best.
Okay, I'll tell you everything.
He
I
also
know,
has
like I promised.
a
The guy you're looking for, Benny. He was traveling.
he
with
also
some members
has
from my old gang.
a
They were going to Boulder City.
theme that makes it sound like
Straight up
whoever is
Route
playing the
93
bass
from here.
guitar on
Just
that
keep following the road
is
north.
playing like a rhythm guitar.
No clue. I know Benny had.
By
you
which I
figured.
mean he's just
Maybe that
going
was where they were
nuts,
supposed
and
to
it
get
sounds
square.
great.
Hope that helps. I owed you. Yeah. See ya.
Yeah, take a look at this. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. Metacritic, PC 87 out of 100, PS4 89 out of 100, Xbox One 88 out of 100. Destructoid 8 out of 10, Game Informer
Welcome back.
8.75,
Can I get you anything?
GameSpot 9, Games
thing.
Radar 4
Have a
out of
look.
5, Hardcore Gamer, which does not have a hyperlink, 4 out of 5,
I'm glad.
IGN 9 out of 10, Jeuxvideo.com 15 out of 20, PC Gamer 86 out of 100, The Guardian
The
4 out of 5. Yes, did you know that The Guardian just, like, pretty much all, like, Washington Post and The Guardian and Forbes all are, like, way into video gaming news now?
I didn't know that.
Yep. Isn't that, like, weird and off-putting in some ways?
You mean like many ways, possibly all ways?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at, what reviews Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX got.
I love how none of those other sports ever caught on the way skateboarding did.
Yeah, I mean, BMX was... It was...
Mm,
In the real world, those sports got some traction, but the reason that they never got the traction that skateboarding did was because skateboarding had, like, the whole subculture behind it. It was more than the sport. It was heavily into the music and the scene of it.
well, yeah.
And unlike riding a bike, riding a skateboard was seen as, hey, don't do that in our city or we'll arrest you.
Come back soon now.
It was like it was put on the same level of tomfoolery, I guess,
like
as
graffiti.
yes,
They go hand in hand.
or arcades if you're not in America.
Is that right?
Pretty sure arcades were like wholesale banned in Canada, or like soft banned at some point. Like, it's extremely difficult to actually put up a working arcade in Canada unless it's like a barcade or some other, like, Dave & Buster's or something.
Now that's a story I would be interested to hear. Wow. They
me type that in.
They didn't even try.
Nope.
Oh, there's more
What?
bits over here. Who the fuck are you? Oh, who cares?
Let's see what I can find. Okay. Excuse me while I do a deep dive into legal nonsense, because that's the kind of person I am. Arcade machine keymaster in Ontario, Canada. Yeah, okay. This comes off of, this comes off of a quote on Reddit, but this is basically the idea that I was talking about. You'll find that these regulations are municipal specific. You'll need to check with your local city/municipality for the zoning laws impacting arcades. Expecting to find some regulation, pool halls in the 50s to 60s were seen as rough hangout places, which we know that to be true kind of worldwide.
Even in America.
Yeah. arcades into the 80s were also perceived as attracting degenerates, which means if you run afoul of this, you can make a strong case that an arcade today is not the arcade of yesterday. It is a high-end entertainment place like a cinema, but not a seedy place for hangouts like they used to be. Basically, yeah, outdated laws that equated it to this is where ne'er-do-wells and youngins hang out.
As it has always been the world over, laws being written by old people.
Yes. In the Canadian province of Quebec, arcades must pay operator fees, an additional fee per machine. It may offer, if a game meets certain criteria, it may offer free games or additional game time as a prize. So, it seems like it would also be, like, doubly expensive, to the point where I wonder if maybe this is, like, a racket at some point to, like, hey, if you want to open up games of chance, shall we say, it's going to be more expensive, in addition to being difficult to get off the ground already.
Mm-hmm. It's all a racket.
Yes. Everything is a racket. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Especially if you're playing tennis.
Another victory for Clancy.
I'm sorry. I'm still looking into Tony Hawk, and for some reason, the phrase that popped into my head when you said that was Tom Clancy's Thug 1 and 2 Underground.
Dude, that would be awesome. No joke.
Like, you're Sam Fisher skateboarding on a gun. You're Sam Fisher skateboarding on a silencer.
You're rolling on it like a cartoon barrel doing tricks.
Lights out! Guerrilla radio! Turn that shit up! Tony Hawk 1+2. God, that's such a... I love that title because it's really dumb, but it's also... I can't get mad at it because it is exactly what it is. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 is like a less aggressive version of 365/2 Kingdom Hearts.
You know what they say. It does what it do.
Does what it do. The only thing that really sucks is right now, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is an Epic exclusive if you are on Windows. So that's why I have not purchased it yet.
Shocker.
But I would like to. I mean, it is also on Xbox and PlayStation, I believe, but I don't generally... Oh my... This is really good. So I looked up, Tony Hawk 1+2, and I looked over on the side and said, hey, what platforms is this released for? And I'm like, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, N-Gage, what? And then I scroll up and I'm like, no, you fucking idiot. You're talking about a remake of a game that came out in 99. You know what the website for Tony Hawk's is?
What?
TonyHawkTheGame.com.
Good. I would want nothing less.
I fully expect by the time this page loads that it's just gonna like blast in with Guerrilla Radio. Turn that shit up. What's next on the what's next on our quest list? Where are we headed?
To Boulder City.
Okay. That's where the girl in that Chainsmokers song stole that mattress from.
Why do I...
Why do you know?
Yes.
because that song got like super crazy heavy airtime for years. It's also a really awkward lyric, which makes it stick out in your head. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so I'm on the Tony Hawk website for Pro Skater 1 and 2, and it is a... You know how all websites do this now, where you scroll down the page and it's like a moving background that follows you with art?
Mm-hmm.
So this one is a ride-along for what looks like the warehouse level. Or the airplane hangar, possibly, but it's literally you going down a ramp and then turning to the side and then going to the other end of the room with like the half pipe. It's actually pretty cool. I like this a lot. So, in addition to this, as I was saying before, I have some news that actually does line up with Tony Hawk, and so Tony Hawk, known for its soundtrack, probably more than anything else, is super killer good. And another game that's known for its soundtrack is a certain racing game that you and I both really love a whole lot.
Burnout?
That is, yes. Specifically Burnout 3, which is not available on Steam or anything like that. A difficult game to get your hands on in the modern day, unless you want to do the nonsense that I did, which was buy it off of like the PSP, PS1 Classic Store, and then hack it into your PS3 and play it with its unofficial backwards compatibility list that's on there. Don't do that. That takes a lot of time. What a pain in the ass. Instead, I found my Xbox 360, which has backwards compatibility for the Xbox discs that I still own, which means not only do we have a working copy of Burnout 3 Takedown, we also have a working copy of Fable 2, which means we can play Fable 2 in the modern age.
Fucking A.
I also found like a shit ton of older games. Like I have quite the collection of these things stacked up. Notably, I do not have my Xbox copy of Morrowind because that thing loaded like total ass. But I do have my Xbox copy of Oblivion, which, if nothing else, at least it will always run. Also, I really appreciate that you're just going fisticuffs on these ants.
You know it.
God, that fire effect is really annoying in first person, though. I mean, it's not even better in third person, really. There's visibility hindrance, and then there's this. Gotta love that 280-degree fire effect. Just shooting out of the side of its mouth. Trying to track you.
And doing a poor job of it.
Man, you punched the wrong part of that carapace, and that's bad news.
That's what the knuckles were for, but they broke.
That's metal. I mean, not anymore. Now it's metal, but pieces of metal. Still metal, though. Or so I've been told. Oh, you know what? I have something else that I wanted to bring up to you.
Yeah?
Are you aware that Venture Brothers was canceled?
I am aware, and I'm pissed about it.
After, like, what was it, like 14 years on the air?
And like 6 seasons.
Which, hey, that right there is your problem, right? I complained at the time about, like, man, I sure do like Steven Universe, but it sure does take them a long time to come out with new episodes. So much so that I'm no longer interested. But Venture Bros, an incredible show, took legit years for certain seasons to come out.
And they were in the middle of working on a new one when it happened.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? Nothing is ever going to stop those early seasons or any of the other seasons from being great.
Except for the lack of an ending.
Yeah, there's probably going to be comics.
Or someone will pick it up. I can only hope.
I could see Venture Brothers coming to Netflix or something. Like a limited time engagement. Or like Amazon maybe picks it up. I would just really hope that they would either say, hey, we gotta do something about the update schedule, or hey, we're gonna give you this many seasons, maybe finish it, maybe write a conclusion, you know?
Yeah.
Because I still love all those characters. Going back to Venture Brothers is always a good time.
It deserves to have an ending. But it kind of has to get one, you know? They have to write one.
Yeah. Yeah, by the same token, maybe this is... I don't know where you stand on this, but I think over the years, I have found that maybe just the certain types of media that I tend to gravitate towards contribute to this, but I feel like 80 to 90% of the stuff that I'm into never really gets an ending. So me, I'm kind of used to it. Like, every once in a while, you'll get Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Avatar the Last Airbender, and it'll get an ending. It'll be great. But then every other time, it's like Mirror's Edge, for instance. Mirror's Edge is always the one that really sticks out in my mind, is like, I love this thing so much, and it was so mishandled from, like, moment one. Because it got a second chance, and nobody bought the second chance.
I think the thing for me is always going to be, like... I guess cliffhangers is the best way to put it. It's one thing for something to not have an ending, and it's another thing for something to supposed to have gotten an ending and then didn't get one. You know?
Yeah.
'Cause
I can understand that.
You get to a certain point where, like we were talking about this last time, you could make a case for Samurai Jack not needing to have an ending.
Mm-hmm.
But if something is intended to have an ending from moment one, and it's written in such a meticulous way that everything is intended to be concluded, and then that just doesn't happen, then it kind of makes the whole thing worse as a result.
I would say that also definitely depends on... It depends on the...
It depends on the media.
The product itself, yeah. Because I can definitely, like... Berserk is another one, right? Where Berserk is probably never going to get an ending. I'm going to say Berserk is probably never going to get an ending. But, like, everything having to do with the first... I would say... I don't know, I always think about the Golden Age arc is really, really, really good. And the way that the anime ended was on the biggest, most infamous cliffhanger kind of ever at the time. And it, like, that ending was the bleakest shit imaginable. Like, the manga kept going, but for the anime to end there, of all places, it became infamous. But then also, like, I think about stuff like, hey, I happen to really like the Pokemon anime, And that thing, by its very nature, will never end.
Yeah. But, like, you know that going in. That's the point.
Yeah.
There's always going to be more. And Ash is going to be 12 forever.
I don't even think he's 12.
Who cares?
I care.
No, you don't.
I care. I don't. I care, but I don't care that... What? I care in the way that I love it. I don't care in that it may not ever get an answer or like a full character arc that means anything, but I don't care about that.
Who cares?
God. Hold on a moment. I don't know why Twitch is doing this, but I keep trying to change the category for the game. There we go. Now it says what it ought to say.
That's good.
I've been going down this rabbit hole of trying to think of different emotes to add to the channel, despite the fact that we so far cannot do that. And instead, what I think I want to do... Oh no. I remember this vault. This vault sucks.
Yeah. I remembered it as soon as I read those posters.
I hate Nate. This one's a real depressing one, too.
That's okay, I'll just have to fight the depression with my fists.
Yeah. That'll probably work. I was gonna say that the thing that we can do is set up like an image sound board, a GIF board, if you will.
That's not a bad idea. Ah! Fuck off!
You got bit. You fucked up. Oh, there it is. I was still on like the 20-second delay and I was just waiting for it. I was like, where? Where could it possibly be?
You know, now feels like a good time to ask. How do we look? How do we look and sound?
Looks good. Let me see what the audio sounds like. I'm a little bit louder than you are, but we do sound fine.
That
Otherwise.
often seems to be the case. These guys hurt. They deal a lot of damage.
Yes, they do. I remember this, actually, specifically, I remember going into like a shack full of praying mantises and getting fucked up and being like, why? Why did these things hurt? They look so spindly.
They're pointing, that's why.
They're pointy. Tell you what.
It's time to go back to looking like a dumbass.
Time to go back to looking like a dumbass. What, I was thinking, while we're just talking here.
What's up?
I should draw something.
While we do this?
Yeah, why not?
Tell you what, I've got some inspiration for you right here.
Okay. What, just punching a rat?
Wait for it.
I'm waiting for it. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Got everything you need?
Yeah, I think so. The colors and such might be off, but I'll figure it out. Let's discard the thing that we're looking at here. Now, we're gonna need it to be a pretty big canvas size. Say 1920 by 1080. How about that?
Desktop size could work.
I think it's gonna be 1960, 1920. There we go. By 1080. Oh god, I accidentally wrote 108,000.
Oh,
That's
no.
not what I meant. Yeah, 1920 pixels by 108,000. There we go. Create. Now, I've noticed that you've been rocking this astronaut suit quite a bit. Because I remember it from the previous stream as well.
I actually just switched back to it. Because it turns out that the stats on it are pretty good.
My point being that it has now made a second appearance.
It has.
Explain this. I mean, you already explained it, but explain this to me.
What would you have
Explain-
to explain?
Explain to me why, not why it's okay for you, but why is it okay for Clancy? You think that he would look upon it with shame? Or confusion, I guess. Maybe he always wanted to be an astronaut.
Maybe he's like, I could use this oxygen tank to deflect blows from the back.
I could use this...
And the space
Go
helmet
ahead.
could take a blow or two before it cracks.
I could use this space helmet in case the air ever tries to punch my lungs.
Exactly.
I just need to get a, I need to get a quick view of... Where is it? I'm just seeing a bunch of... steak. A bunch of steak sauce. That's all I'm seeing. Alright. Now, you know me. This is gonna end up being like a sketch pad type thing more than anything.
Of course.
Which is just gonna have to do. Because I'll tell you right now, my skills, quote unquote, as an artist have never increased past like the 3rd grade when I learned to draw Sasuke.
Well, that's more than I ever learned to do. I'll tell you that right now.
Sasuke is the highest form of art, so
It's true.
I'm glad that you admit it, because I'm not willing to fight anybody on that.
There's no room for debate.
No, absolutely not. Sasuke is the only thing that I mentioned in my Tinder bio, and it seems to work, so, you know.
I mean, I'll tell you what, we won't have a discussion about that right now.
No, we won't.
Because there is room for discussion.
I feel like I could probably post on, like a dating website and say, hey ladies, if you... I wouldn't start it that way. Hey, holy god.
If you like Sasuke, you're in. If you don't, you're out.
Listen, you can either join me in my appreciation for the sauce, or you can leave.
Is that what we're
I'm
doing?
not... It's what we're doing. I'm not going to give you a second shot. I'm not going to give you another choice here. You at home may be thinking to yourself, man, this commentary sure doesn't make any sense.
This
And I would
commentary
say,
sure is dry. And I would say, you're right.
yeah, that's true. That's correct.
That's a fair assessment.
You got a problem with it?
I think if any
gotta-
of them did, they wouldn't be here. Which, hey, take a look at our viewer count. I'm guessing it's anywhere between sad and pathetic. But hey, I have no follow-up.
So is the whole world. So it's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Just put on your space helmet and punch the rats. I'm having a hell of a time drawing his helmet because of how curved it is. Curvaceous.
Don't say that word. I don't like that word.
Oh, that's too bad, because I said it already. Now you can't take it back because it's live.
But it's live, so it's in the past.
Yeah.
You can't rewind this shit until it goes up on YouTube. They totally can.
That's correct.
But if a tree says curvaceous in the forest and nobody is around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Only if it gets an account on DeviantArt.
I thought you were gonna say only if it gets banned.
Only if it gets banned.
On
Only if it
DeviantArt.
gets banned on DeviantArt.